one. All right. We're back to the podcast, the Ryan and Ryan podcast. Say hi, Ryan. Oh, we lost him right at the beginning, I guess.
Hey, hello there.
Oh, okay, there he is.
Hey, welcome back, everyone.
Right. They're wondering where you are. We got a special guest today. Ready? Uncle Amy. AKA
Uncle Amy.
AC Rowland. AKA
Love to have her.
Fisher One.
I'm pretty excited for this show. She is a wonderful opinion. And when I say wonderful opinion, prepare to just be lambasted by
Great.
What?
She's my absolute favorite person at Fair right here. Back in the day, way better than Raiwa.
Oh,
Yeah. All right.
She
That
got it
hurts.
done. She got it done.
All right, let her talk.
Okay, hey.
No, I was way more useful. You know, you guys couldn't get your checks without me screwing up your numbers.
I was wondering why it was so
Couldn't
low.
get ice in the morning without the ice bitch. Yeah, you know, always got something shaking in a bacon.
Couldn't get the pirate flags down.
Yep, this podcast you guys are doing, we got to come up with a name. The two Ryans.
Ryan and Ryan?
On the two Ryans.
Come on, it's super clever. It's Ryan and Ryan, but it has the little and symbol.
Well, you see, the issue was that we didn't know who should have top billing, so we decided to go with me. Hence, Ryan and Ryan.
Well, we already know you're a bottom.
Beauty before the beast. What can I say?
That's right. All right, so let's get this party started. So I got something to talk about.
All right, let's hear it.
So did you guys see where I found at least two, but there was a fourth grader in PA here and then a fifth grader in Colorado. Both got put into, well, actually the fifth grader in Colorado got suspended via Zoom, and the fourth grader got put into detention via Zoom. Now with the fourth grader, the teacher claims that she emailed the parent, and the parent was supposed to talk to the kid because the kid would like play video games or watch the TV or just outright refuse to answer any questions. So, yeah, pretty much. There you go. So my question is, so now the parent feels like that she's being put into detention too, because the link is sent to the parent. The parent has to send the child into the detention, and then by their own school rules, see if I get this right, she's emailed a link to tell her how to access the room and the passwords for this so that her student could serve the detention. So from there, I guess
so let me get this correct. You're asking about whether or not it doesn't matter what the kid did, because it doesn't sound like he was doing anything other than being a kid. You're wondering whether or not Zoom detention is putting a parent on detention.
Right, because it's the parent's job then, by the old school rules, that after she takes the child to the link, puts it in the room of detention, then they are supposed to discuss and reflect with the child about any said misbehavior that the teacher or the school has deemed.
Well, isn't that just a parent-teacher meeting?
But it's not a parent-teacher, it's the teacher.
Well, that's what it is. That's what they're calling it. They're calling it detention.
But no, the teacher's not involved. The teacher just sends the kid to the link and the parent. It's the parent's job then to
make sure the kid sits there and doesn't.
Oh.
And it's the parent's job to enforce the detention rules, where they have to openly discuss and reflect on whatever the behavior is, blah, blah, blah. And the 12-year-old, who's a fifth grader, I guess, was suspended for 5 days for not paying attention while on a Zoom school and while not paying attention playing with his toy gun in his own home. And so because it was a gun on school premises and there's a zero policy.
No, that was not school premises. That's very important.
But they're
Very
saying
important.
during Zoom time it is.
And it was in the background. No. You cannot claim that whatever background is occurring constitutes school premises when you're in your home. That's bullshit.
It's my rub. So I mean, they could get him for not wanting to pay attention, okay, fourth, fifth grade, but to suspend the child for playing with a play
especially
gun,
when like half of the family households in the southern U.S. have Nerf guns and water guns, and they even use real ones for fuck's sake, because some of them are just fucking dumb. But whatever. My point is, no fucking way.
So,
there's a gotcha.
That's a no way from Raiwa.
There's a
That's a bad percentage and a no way for Raiwa.
So then, and I found it interesting that the Twitter account for the because the kid in PA apparently is a linguistics professor at the University of Pennsylvania. Her tweets, she got 31,000 retweets in a 24-hour period, 3,560 quote tweets, and 33,620 likes.
Here's what I do with my own kids, because I've actually had this problem, and I created an algorithm of them paying attention to a screen while I coach them and tell them it's good. It's just a video, but we run it on, so when they give us attention, I just turn on the video and we go out for ice cream. So, virtual detention, these kids these days, man, I got it so bad.
Virtual detention is lame. It's stupid. I mean, I don't really want to get into the discussion of, we were in the middle of a pandemic, which is a huge public safety issue. So we had to work together, which is really where we should have just been. We should have been all work together and understand, all right, we're going to interact with some aspects of everyone's personal life that we wouldn't normally find because Zoom is video.
It's like building a pirate ship. You need the deck.
But my point is, they went straight from, oh my God, I have to do this, to, oh my God, I have to enforce what you're doing in your own home.
Exactly. So there was my rub. I could understand the fourth grader just like zoning out, being like, screw off, bite you, teacher, I'm not answering any questions. And that child's being accused of logging completely out of Zoom when the teacher gets on to it. He's just like, forget you. I don't have to listen to you. Click. Goodbye.
Well, that's what I would do faced with that kind of stupidity. I mean, she's not trying to build them up. She's trying to take them down.
So I think we're all under the same opinion here, that there should be more detentions and they should be even more pointless for the littlest of things, right? We can all agree on that.
So on a completely unrelated note, I was wondering if there's a Zoom setting to where I could put freeway on detention. Can I do that? Can I do that?
I've been in detention since 2007, bro.
But can I do that now? Is what I'm asking.
I don't know. Can you? That's the timing.
That sounds like a dare.
All right, and that'll segue us into my new segment that I'm going to spring on everyone. Poetry hour or minute or whatever. All right, so we write a couple little poems, and then we can recite them here for you all. So let's start with Uncle Amy, your poem. Go.
There was a guy from Nantucket.
Hold on. Okay, Raiwa, go.
There was a guy from Nantucket. His name was Amy.
All right. Let's say actually, I don't have a poem, so that'll conclude. Poetry minute. It's been a hot take. Anyway, we have Lisa Stell in the waiting room. We're gonna get to her in a little bit.
Awesome.
We got some questions this time.
Really looking forward. Really
great.
looking forward to talking to Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
So on a more serious note, we all saw the body camera footage today. In Minneapolis of Dante Wright.
Yep.
And so they had a big interview with the chief, and he was out there. He was mad. He left halfway through, and then the mayor had to be like, "Get him back here." And he was like, "Man, I don't want to answer any more questions." But they're saying that it was an accident, that she meant to grab her taser, grabbed her gun, and fire. And we all happens all the time, right?
All the time. That's the reason, she should have put it on the other side, but.
Well, my question is, so if I'm a truck driver and I accidentally hit the gas instead of the brake and run someone over, do I then get my name withheld and not charged immediately and put in jail, or is manslaughter still a crime?
Yeah, no, the last I checked, tasers had a different position to hold than a firearm. And so she's lying, for one, and B, using your analogy, yeah, hello.
Well, the Oscar Grant case, I believe, had the taser, and it was on the same side as the gun, and that's, I think, used to...
Yeah, but you hold it sideways.
It does seem like...
It's sideways. It's not shaped like a firearm at all. How would you mistake that? How?
She's a cop, and so therefore she's automatically, if you become a cop, apparently you automatically are scared of everything.
Well, and you also are given freedom to create, a fantasy world where you can mistake two separate motions for the same one, apparently.
I'm still trying to sort out how a naked guy high on drugs is some way a threat, that it took them chasing the kid down the freeway for 20 minutes?
I told you not to tell people about that.
Right.
Oh, you mean another thing. Okay.
They were in fear for their life of a naked kid walking down the freeway.
Well, you would think, they could catch a jaguar in the wild with them net guns, right? They're just like, pop. And a jaguar is way more dangerous than any unarmed person, right? What would you rather go in a room with? The Rock or a jaguar, So why are nets standard? Why does it always got to be like electrocute them, or like pepper spray their eyes, or kill them to death with a gun? Why can't it be like a net gun or like a riot foam or something? You would think by now they'd have something other than people.
Since we're giving all of these examples, and obviously we're doing it because the climate in the country is just ridiculous regarding cops. Let's look at it this way. Lawyers who are pretty much defending the law and talk and debate about the law to see whether or not someone's guilty, because we have the presumption of innocence and all that. They go to school for 6, 10, 12 years in order to do that. And cops get 6 weeks of training to enforce the same thing?
Yes.
What the fuck is up with that?
Well, and also I agree with the movement being pushed of getting rid of the policeman's Bill of Rights.
Qualified immunity.
Yep. And that's exactly where it is. And at this point in time, and I am a full supporter, I think that we ought to have a separate housing system just for bad cops. Because a lot of juries, when they walk out, yeah, they knew what he did wasn't right, but if they send him to prison,
they're going to be looking at weird. And the next time they see a cop, yeah, I know what you mean. You can't.
Crime isn't worthy of that guy getting murdered. He did wrong.
I've seen firsthand evidence of that too, at the Kelly Thomas trial, where the jury was made to feel that if they convicted the cop, then maybe the next cop wouldn't help them, and maybe the justice system wouldn't help them because they didn't stand up for their brother or whatever. And I totally saw that on display. That happens everywhere. The judge.
So the cops now are some kind of subtle mafia?
Yeah,
well, they have been. I think that's how it all.
If you don't give them quarter by way of not arguing with them, then maybe they'll grace you with their help.
But
they don't even help.
Well, to me, I think the quintessential idea of a well-formed militia in the Second Amendment is exactly what we have in police forces. Look, they're putting tanks in, they're putting anti-jamming equipment for cell phones and videos. They have taken it to the point of having the well-formed militia. So now if our police force is this well-formed militia, what are all these other yahoos? I'm a gun owner. I believe in gun ownership. I don't think that we should be able to hoard them. I don't think that I want my loony bin neighbor that's been to jail 5 times for assault and disorderly conduct and drunken in public. I don't want her to have a grenade or anything, you know. I don't want her rolling up with a 50 caliber weapon just because she can buy it, you know.
I like where you're going with that, though, about the well-formed militia. Because, I mean, if you think about it, the nuts that you see, their little militias, the guys that storm the Capitol, all that little crowd would last about 4 seconds against a serious offensive by the police.
Yep.
4 seconds, no matter what guns they decided to bring with them. So, in a way, if the police, though, on the other hand, decided to take on the government, then we'd have a problem.
Right.
And I think that's maybe what they're doing, in a way, in their own minds. They're the ones that are
hoarding in case that happens.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's why, like you said, they have tanks and machine guns now.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's scary. That's a scary thought, actually.
Well, so I mean, if you look at the actual definition of the Constitution and the Second Amendment, it has become so bastardized. Even as late as this, the 19th century, there were still major laws that prevented you from having arsenals in your home and things of that nature like they have now. And then there came a time, I mean, even back in the day when they were scared of slaves busting loose and not working, they wanted a recourse so that if this indentured servant or this slave decided to revolt, stand up and think that they had rights, I can have my gun and I can deal with it.
That's what it stems from, I think. Yeah.
I think that's a really interesting example that you brought up. And while I don't know, and that's my point was, I think that nowadays the Second Amendment is just a rally point for people who don't read necessarily. And hold on, that's wholly offensive to a whole bunch of people, and it's not intended to be. But the big threat that they're facing, as propagated by Fox News and all these other alt news websites and memes and Facebook groups and whatever, is just liberals. I mean, I have someone at work who totally hates Biden because he's not Trump. And everything Biden has been doing so far is
never will be.
He never will be. No, he won't. And thank God.
Most of the people I work with.
But I didn't finish my point, and I will do it very shortly. They're just railing against people who want to help people. We want science because science works. We want money for the poor because if the poor never get better, then they can never contribute, and that's their whole goddamn fucking point. We don't need to keep giving money to the rich because what are they doing? They're sending it to offshore accounts. The whole point is that the propaganda working against the working class is so effective that they're kicking themselves in their own face for what? For the right to bear an arm against someone who wants to help them and take them out of their comfort zone?
No.
How does it work?
Well, okay. In the way that many in our country look at things is if you're not contributing, then you're weighing it down. Now, they just blanket this when they verbalize, when they have this.
Well, but check this out. And okay, hold on. I really like what you said right there. I need to respond to that. Okay, if you're not contributing, you're weighing it down. right? So
But
all of the millionaires right now did not contribute to the building of the
exactly.
roads. They
None of
did
them.
not contribute to the building of any of the infrastructure that we have that enabled it. They
A
didn't
few
contribute to
might
the
have
building.
donated
All the
to
new internet
commercials.
millionaires, all of the new internet, sorry, I'm talking over you, Amy. All of
No,
the
you're
new
fine.
internet millionaires didn't contribute a goddamn thing to the infrastructure that made that possible. And now they're denying the possibility of continuing the building of that infrastructure to help even more people. It's generational infrastructure.
Yes.
It's
Now,
generational poor and generational wealthy.
this
Go.
is the thing. As much as these people claim that they want to put America back to work and they want to buy American and they want American and American, the sad fact is far too many Americans would rather save 3 cents than to buy American. And it's a sad fact. I've never been to Walmart, won't ever go other than to protest it.
Same. Fuck Walmart.
Fuck Walmart.
Yeah,
But
wait, let me interject there. So it's at the store where it's the cheapest, and we're talking about poverty levels that are super low. They don't have any, a lot of people don't have any choice but to go there for their products because
Totally.
they can't afford to go spend the extra $2 for the peas and $4 for the milk and an extra dollar here and there. They're actually, because of what Walmart's done, not only putting all the other little businesses that might have been able to do that for them out of business, but becoming the only place that they can go to make ends meet with a very little amount that they have. You know, you can't blame people for going to Walmart necessarily.
then
No,
that
I'm
goes
not. No,
back
no, no,
to
no,
what
no, no. Hold on. We're not blaming people who go to
that's what
Walmart at
that's
all.
what goes back to what we're saying though,
We're
Freeway.
not victim blaming here.
No, by no means. It's more the fact that the people that they think that they are scared of for sucking the system actually are less than 1%, less than 1% of the budget. Now, if you look at all the things that the military and different groups and secret things in our government that suck the actual money, that don't pay anything for roads or taxes or anything. So now we, the people, have said, yes, we need to put America back to work. And you know why the Republicans doesn't want it? Because to put America back to work, those are union jobs. That means we put America strong. It's people, it's worker, it's
Well,
benefits.
I think you can.
And
I think you
until
can.
we start as Americans demanding union U.S. ran companies as consumers, they will always beat us at the game.
I think we can hold on. I think we can fundamentalize it further. It's not unions. That's a hot term. It's if Republicans give money to not their rich donors, then they're taking it away from them. If they give money to the poor and the working class, then in their minds, they're taking it away from the rich class. Because let's keep in mind, Republican congresspeople are only playing with public money. It's not even their money. It's all of our money. Yeah. And what they're doing is saying, no, okay, so I need the poor people to vote me in, and then I need to give the money that they create through their labor and their time and their ignorance. Sorry, I did use the word ignorance, but that's kind of effective these days. And going to give it to rich people. And that's bullshit.
This
fucking is bullshit.
The less people say that, having more government is bad and all that, I agree. If we would take it down to
regulations,
simplistic way of looking at it. I'm a Democrat, or I'm an independent, or I'm a Green Party, or I'm a Republican. I should be able to check a box saying, just like when you're at the grocery store, would you like to give $4 or you're adding change to the blah, 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 Susan B. Anthony, whoever, right? And you say yes or no. On my income tax, I want a box that I can click yes going into the military budget or no. Yes going my tax dollars.
That's a good idea. There should be some.
I like that idea a lot,
And
actually.
then we can just check what we're into. So I don't make enough, and you don't make enough, and you don't make enough to feed our entire city, if that's what we wanted to do. But
All right, well,
Why can't we do that?
because it's all independent. I could go out
Technology is so ridiculous right now. We could
and
actually
buy
implement a
$200
system like that.
sandwiches and
George
feed
Car-
200 people for one night, and it
George,
wouldn't.
George Carlin said it best. He said, "We don't have like representatives. We have owners.
That's
The whole
right.
country has owners that were owned by the military-industrial complex, big pharma. I mean, there's 200
Yep.
wealthy families that are controlling everything.
Yep.
So I think we're going to segue out of this because it's getting too serious for me. I'm starting to sweat. And
Okay.
we'll just say eat the rich at the soonest chance you can get.
Well,
Look,
but I really like the idea of being able to decide where my tax money gets allocated. That's awesome.
And then
Right.
you know, it would work out.
Tell us
All
a fair
right.
story.
Oh, all right, fine. Segue successful.
All right, segue successful. They get harder and harder, but that's good because we're passionate about it, and we could probably talk all night and probably have about just such things. But we're gonna go now. I want to hear Uncle Amy's favorite fair story from back in the day.
Yeah. Favorite fair. God, there's so many. Rywall running over himself not once but twice in a golf cart has to be.
Hey!
How come every story has to do with Rywall running over either himself, a piece of equipment, or like a light post? I swear to gosh.
And you know what? I did the best I could to be an unassuming background flower. I didn't even want to be anything. And then, yeah, I ran out. Whatever.
Flower.
I think the great times had like capturing the flags and stuff like that, and having like Pony just cry like a little girl about it to Lisa. Oh, that was bad.
You were so upset.
Oh yes, he was. I think the water balloon fight with me and Freeway up on top of the ship, behind Shields, just getting hammered, and I'm passing him a flask of Bushmills, and we're not giving up.
What a night.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think that afternoon when I folded little Megan over into the blue ice chest sitting out there in the middle of the of fair. Oh, I got in a lot of trouble for that. Yeah, she wasn't. She was not happy that Uncle Amy folded her up. I embarrassed her. I play too mean. I play too rough. Like I told Lisa and Michelle and her, like, play with the big boys. You got to deal with it. Even Lisa was like, yeah, you know the rules of the game. You don't want to make it clear, call Uncle right at the beginning, and you're free. Nobody touches it.
That reminds me of like when John Tyler, it was us versus Tyler's booth that last year. And I even pointed the pirate ship right at him, and the pirate ship name was Muerte de la Tyler. So it was the whole thing. And then, I came out, I was standing in front of my ship pointing at his booth with a mask on, right? And I'm pointing, I don't see Tyler, but I'm standing out there being like symbolic. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see Tyler almost upon me going, told you not to wear a mask, you got no peripheral, and he tackles me. And I start to fight. And I start to kind of fight, and he goes, Freeway, don't fight. Like make it look like you're fighting, but don't really fight. Let me take you across food court. And like look like you're trying to get away because everyone's watching. He's like, look how many people are watching, right? So I was like, all right. So I was like, yeah, I went along with it. We got like halfway across food court, and all of a sudden here comes little AJ, full speed, and spear tackles Tyler.
Oh, that's right.
Tyler's back still hurts to this day because he didn't know it was supposed to be funny. He thought Tyler was manhandling me and came to my rescue. And then Tyler, he thought it was funny because that's the kind of guy Tyler was. He got hurt AJ hurt him, but he didn't explain it all. And he was like, God damn it, AJ. I explained to AJ later. It was like, actually, when Uncle Amy, we did it with you too in the ship. He came in and you're like, oh my God. And I'm like, no, let him sit. Let him sit. We're going to parlay.
We're going to parlay.
All the balloons, like halfway with his rotten mayonnaise and all that shit. So I had my hooch was right there, mine and Marco's hooch. So I came up the back row and saw what they were doing, and I forgot who they had. One of the kids, I just kind of took over control of the wagon top and kind of helped him get him in. You know, Tyler's like, good, we gotta, what did he call me? He thought I was being a traitor. And so what did I do? I just wheeled the cart over to our whole booth. Okay, let me go set it.
Yeah.
So all the ones with mayonnaise and the shitty mustard mixture and milk.
I remember when he came in and we had the big barrel of the big tub all the way to the top. And he came in with that knife with the spikes on the hand. And he just kind of put it in the cooler and popped them all. He's like, oh, hey, Freeway, how you doing? Hey. And it took us like hours because that was before. Imagine if they had those ones that fill like 50 balloons at once.
Oh, I know. We would have been.
I think they might have invented those because of us. But I had to sit there in the back of the ale stand, every little one, put it on the Fox neck, throw the little one, put it in the thing, hope it didn't pop. Oh man, those were the days, my son.
And who can forget the golf cart races?
The golf cart races, yes. Oh man, we
Marco were robbed. Marco and I were robbed. Y'all cheated. You changed the cones on the course. There's video proof of it.
He won. I believe there was 3 golf cart races, and he won 2 of them. And he won. The first one was great because I won, and I cheated, and I beat him for a photo finish, being pulled by the ATV. But
that's right.
Yeah, remember that? But then the one race, the third race, the last one, Tyler lent me his green cart because he was scared to death. He was scared I was going to rodeo lasso him off of the cart. So he's like, why don't we teamed up? And he's like, why don't you drive? And I was like, all right. And the cart only went. It had no brakes. It only went full speed, and that was it. And he told me that, but I was like, I'll take it. Right? So I'm going. I'm having problems in the course. And then Marco and Raiwa are in the lead. Right? Marco's in the lead. Raiwa's behind him. Right? So Marco's cart breaks down. And I'm like way down the way, and I see this, and I see them both stop way before the finish line. And I'm like flying in this green cart coming up, and Raiwa stops, backs up, and starts pushing Marco really slowly. Credit to his character, right? So I'm coming full speed. I'm going to totally pass him. I'm going to knock Raiwa off of the road, and Marco's cart can't go. He's pushing him. I was going to pit maneuver him and win the race. All great. And like 20 feet behind, when I was just about there, the engine gave out. And then I had that guy, Matt and Shannon, were pushing, but like hard to push. They were both giving me everything, but Raiwa wound up pushing Marco in for the win, and he took second.
I think Devin the Troll might have a video of that.
Oh my God,
he was making the videos.
I should have won that race though.
Never.
I want to, and if Tyler, if you're ever listening to this, I want a rematch.
That fucking cart would get it.
God bless you. God bless Marco.
Souls left. Marco.
I think Raiwa is on a quick break. He has a jogging routine. He goes around the block like once an hour.
I need to.
Is that right?
Yeah. I got to get ready to get on the boat.
All right, paradoxes. Raiwa, you back for paradoxes? Raiwa, we're going to run out of time.
All right, hit it. Which one we going to talk about?
Oh, let's do the card paradox.
Okay, so basically the liar paradox.
Imagine you're holding a postcard in your hand. One side is written, the statement on the other side of this card is true. We'll call that statement A. Turn the card over and the opposite side reads, the statement on the other side of this card is false. Statement B. Trying to assign any truth to either statement A or B leads to a paradox. If A is true, then B must be as well. But for B to be true, A has to be false.
False.
Didn't the Labyrinth do this?
I think I actually got this from the movie The Labyrinth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause you
Yeah,
remind me-
it's like the classic liar paradox.
correct. It
Yeah.
is the liar paradox, also called the card paradox.
It's a great rhetorical trick.
I only bring it up because you remind me of the Babe.
Oh, wait, what?
The Babe with the power.
What?
I don't have as good at paradoxes here. I got the crocodile paradox too. You heard of that one?
What is that? The crocodile has to go across the river with 3 guests.
Yes, tell us about that one.
Yeah, no, a scorpion is going to bite you because of fucking course. It's a scorpion or
Yes,
something
sure.
like that.
You're spitballing now. All right, a crocodile snatches a young boy from a riverbank.
Exactly.
The boy's mother goes, "Please return the little boy to me." To which the crocodile replies that he will only return the boy safely if the mother can guess correctly whether or not he will indeed return the boy. Right?